Happy New Year, Booktube! It's a crazy exciting time in the Booktube community, not just because there's overwhelming content, lots of videos to watch of people posting their best books or most favorite reads of the year 2021, but personally, it's just a really wonderful time to look back, and it's just mad exciting to talk about the books that made your year, books that you are really grateful and happy you have read for 2021. This is the first ever video that I'm gonna be discussing my favorite books of the year, because coming back from a 2-year reading slump, this is the time when I returned to books, and I've just officially started this channel September. Now, I've created a review or a vlog for every single book that I have read for this year. I haven't read much. I wish I could have read more, but nevertheless, I've encountered and experienced lots of amazing books, and I have selected 7 of my best and favorite reads for this year. I don't have the sharpest memory when it comes to media that I consume, but it's 100% guarantee that I would always remember easily something that has made me cry. A drama, a series, a movie, an anime, a song, a book. And this year, several of the books that I have read have successfully made me tear up, made me cry a little. But this one particular book made me sob for a good number of minutes that I am too embarrassed to disclose. So, the number 7 book on my best of the year list is the book that made me cry the most. And that is The Poetics by Elizabeth Acevedo. It's not really because I identified with the struggle and the plot here. I also didn't think I 100% shared the beliefs of the protagonist, nor do I consider this something a lot of people would consider a tearjerker, but it's more like the climax of the conflict presented in this book just filled my heart with intense gratefulness towards my family and my friends for their kindness and understanding of me, towards my dreams of writing and my passion for reading. When you have a book that evokes and unleashes that kind of vulnerability, that kind of honesty in you, you know that you've got a book that's really remarkable to remember. Just thinking about this book is making me tear up again, so let's go ahead and move on. Number 6 on my list is the book that made me break my book buying ban. Now, going by the sheer fact that I've been ridiculously trigger happy with several book hauls this year, this might not count as something substantial, but for context, just a couple of days prior, I've just had a book haul and bought 18 books. And this book still made me buy more books. It's The View from the Cheap Seats by Neil Gaiman. His recommendation and reviews are so insightful and so powerful and so influential that they made me buy 2 more books, and in fact another one that is on the way to be shipped to me. All of which I'll be unboxing for the New Year's. I'm so glad to be able to read and pick up a nonfiction book this year. And I'm even more thankful that it's from an author, a writer, a human being that always has a mesmerizing perspective about the art of storytelling and its many forms and faces. In his own words, a great mix of the mundane and the miraculous. Number 5 on my best of the year list is the book that I could not shut up about, and I have recommended so many times. When you cannot shut up about a book, when you constantly feel the itch to always talk about it with someone, that's how you know that it has made an incredible impact on you, right? And that's what this book did. Sandali by Mikey Jimenez, a graphic novel, and the art is by Mikey Merchan. I've already said this in my review, but from the first story alone, upon beginning this book, I already felt the urge to bring this book to the sibling in closest proximity to me and made him read it because I was so impressed. And then ultimately, I purchased it a second time as a gift to my best friend Jerry for her birthday, just because I loved it so much. Sandali is such a thought-provoking collection of glimpses in our daily Filipino lives, and it's so rich with cultural commentary and razor-sharp precision in capturing our disappointments, our heartbreaks, our joys and dreams, and whether we like it or not, our signature trait, resilience. Book number 4 in my best of the year list is the book that provoked my writer envy the hardest. Also, the best in writing book that I have read this year. And of course, it's none other than On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. No surprise. From a writer's standpoint, this book will definitely take home the award for top writing excellence. No questions there. To be completely honest, nothing infuriates me as terribly as whenever I encounter an author or a writer that has superior prose and poetic power. And I'm sulking because Ocean Vuong is that good. Somehow that feels like a cosmic imbalance. Like, I don't know, like the universe is cheating on me because why is Ocean Vuong this good? Why are you playing favorites, God? Why is he so good? The way this novel was written is such an extraordinary storytelling achievement that Ocean Vuong should definitely be proud of. I am jealous beyond logic because of how every sentence is dripping with excellence. Unfair. Third on my best of the year list is the book that ended my reading slump after 2 years. And of course, it's no other than A.S. King's Gloria O'Brien's History of the Future. This is the very first book that I have read for this year, and the very first book that I have reviewed and vlogged about on this channel. And I would always be grateful that I have picked the most perfect book that I could possibly select after coming back from a 2-year reading slump. I have now read 4 books from A.S. King, and this now stands alongside Reality Boy as my top tier ultimate A.S. King book. And I'm so excited because next year I have Dig to look forward to, and let's see if that's gonna top this one as well. For me, A.S. King does YA contemporary like no other. She always delivers and presents the most heartbreaking, most significant, and most urgent themes and issues that needs to be talked about. And I would always be grateful that there's a writer like her in our generation. Gloria O'Brien's History of the Future would always have a special place in my heart. And that's not just because this is a copy specially sent to me by A.S. King herself with my name written and signed by her, but because this book has proved to me it is such a testament that A.S. King is an author who can still wreck me as heavily as she did back when I was younger, even now that I am older, and when I think that I am already more cynical and jaded about life. She is an author that always writes about hope in a most beautiful, most piercing, realistic, magical way possible. Second book on my best of the year list is the book that made me annotate a book for the first time. And also, it's the book that has the best plot and the best character and world building. The Lumineers by Eleanor Catton, of course. This is the one book that took me the longest time to finish and complete this year. The one that I have struggled with the most. And if I'm being 100% honest, it's also the book that made me the absolute saddest. I remember having said so many disclaimers on my book review for this one. And I did say that I really wouldn't recommend this book to everyone because I believe that this book really deserves the most patient and most committed reader. This is not a book that you can escape to. This is not an easy read. It's not a book that will really teach you anything morally. And it's potentially gonna suck out a good chunk of positivity out of you, which I don't think anyone wants right now. But you know what? The pain that the Lumineers had me go through for several weeks was a battle worth fighting for, because at the end of it, it gave me a reward that I would always brag about for the rest of my life. The Luminaries, among all the books that I have read this year, has the most complicated, most dramatic, and over-the-top plot. But it also had the most immaculately detailed plot that you could ever ask for, one that you could not predict, on top of phenomenal character and world building. And it managed to consistently bring that excellence in its entire 832 pages. Read it if you dare. And now, my number one favorite book, my best read for the year 2021, is the book that had a little bit of everything I want and needed. And it's Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory by Raphael Bob Waxberg. This became my number one reading experience and my favorite book and read for the year 2021 because it gave me the biggest surprise. All the superlatives that I had mentioned for all the previous books on this list and everything I loved about them, I found them all in this book. That's how good it is. At a time and age when I thought I already knew everything there is to know about books and literature, this book still managed to catch me off guard because of its creativity, its originality, and just It's overall unpredictable and unapologetic, fun, and vibrant. Make no mistake, this is not a book about happy ever afters. The stories aren't all cute or romantic. It's not romantic comedy. It's not all perfect. But this book just really came to me at the most perfect time when I needed it. It met all my expectations and exceeded even more than that. This made Raphael Bob Waksberg one of my all-time favorite authors, and I definitely see this book something that I would be rereading and rereading many times for the rest of my life. For me, Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory just perfectly captures and illustrates how exactly I felt about this year, about 2021, which is bittersweet. Please, please read this book and love it with me. And officially, that's a wrap. These are my top 7 favorite reads, best books for the year 2021. Just looking at them all together in this pile already makes my heart so happy and filled with joy. I'm also looking forward to watching other people's best of the year lists and just watching what their favorite books and reads of the year would be already gives me so much anticipation and thrill. So please let me know what's your most favorite book for this year. Recommend some to me, and I would love to explore other people's preferences as well. We all survived 2021, so congratulations to all of us, and here's to a more phenomenal year in reading for 2022. Thank you so much for watching.